Hello, I'm Michael Wallen with the Serenity House of Flint, and thank you for choosing to join me in this 30-minute meditation. Today we'll be incorporating EFT, or Emotional Freedom Technique, into our meditative process. For those of you that are holistically inclined and believe that energy is what makes up everything and that we're all one, you understand that the body has energy circuits called meridians, and those meridians carry our life force energy to all of the major organs in our body. Sometimes those meridians can get blocked with unfelt emotion, and this causes our body to become unbalanced. And for those of you that are more scientifically inclined, clinical studies show that EFT significantly reduces the production of cortisol in the body. So the amygdala in the brain is what regulates the cortisol production, and it is part of the old brain and not attached to the frontal cortex. So when we have a lot of cortisol in our system, we're in fight or flight mode. And when that happens, the blood in our body moves to our extremities so that we can run. And it doesn't leave much in the brain for us to be able to think. So EFT is a powerful and fast-acting modality. It's now being used in the VA for PTSD survivors, and the efficacy of it is that it only takes about 10 treatments for veterans diagnosed with PTSD to be clinically healed from that condition. So very powerful. So real quick, for those of you that are new to EFT, we'll be tapping on the body as we say a few affirmations. Then real quickly I want to go over those points. So we're going to start with rubbing our chest. It's called the sore spot. Then we'll be moving to the top of the eyebrow. Then we'll be moving to the side of the eye. Then to under the eye. Then to under the nose, then to under the chin. Then we'll be tapping on the 2 points here for our collarbone. And you can tap on either side. And then we'll be tapping under the arm. Then we'll be moving to the side of the hand. This used to be called the karate chop point. We now refer to it as the side of the hand. And then we're going to move to the hand, and if I just face my palm towards me, we're going to tap on the top of the fingers, the top side of the fingers on the side. So on the thumb by the nail, then we're going to move to the index finger, you can see there, the ring finger, the pinky, and then between the ring finger and the pinky, just below the knuckle, there's a little soft spot there. That's called the Talmud point, and we're going to tap there. Then we're going to move to the top of the head, and anywhere on the top of the head, and then finally to the heart. So this is called the thymus point. So try not to get lost in the tapping. I know, as an example, I started doing yoga and I got so worried about getting the poses right, I kind of missed out in the beginning on what I was supposed to glean from the yoga experience. So I'm going to go slow, and I'm going to guide you on where to tap. And the The thing that I would suggest is just trying to focus on what you're feeling in your emotions and where in the body that you're feeling them. And then as we go through this, we're going to go through it 3 times. And then at the end of the 3rd round of the tapping, we will then go into a purely meditative state so that the tapping has an opportunity to integrate, balance us, and bring us into alignment. So let's get comfortable. If you have a glass of water, take a good drink. Water is very good for energy work. It helps the energy to move around and to release. And we'll just start out, let's take in a deep breath. And another one. Okay, let's get started. And what I'd like you to do is repeat the phrases after me, say them to yourself out loud, and I'll leave enough time for you to do that, and then we'll move on to the next point. So, all right, let's get started. We're going to start here and rub our sore spot on our chest. Even though my emotional system and energies are out of balance, I love myself wholly and completely and unconditionally. And then let's switch sides. Even though my energy system and emotions are out of balance, I love myself wholly and completely and unconditionally. And then top of the eyebrow. And you can just tap slowly. I release hurt, sadness, and old traumas. Side of the eye. I release anger and resentment. Under the eye. I release fear and anxiety. Under the nose. I release shame and powerlessness. Under the chin. I release confusion and uncertainty. The collarbone. I release feeling stuck and frozen. Under the arm. I release guilt and worry and obsession. On the rib. I release rage and terror and bitterness. Side of the hand. I release feeling stuck in sorrow. The thumb. I release negative thinking, judgment, and grief. index finger. I release resistance to self-forgiveness and letting go of old hurts. Middle finger. I release jealousy and problems in my relationships. And then the pinky. I release overreaction. And then the thymus point. I release despair, worthlessness, and loneliness. And then the top of the head. I release these blocked emotions, anchoring in balance and aligning spiritually with the collective consciousness of love. And then our thymus point on the heart. I release these blocked energies and emotions. Aligning spiritually with the collective consciousness of love. And then let's take a deep breath and let it out slow. Okay, back up to the top of the eye. I release sadness, hurt, and old traumas. And I allow in peace and emotional healing. Side of the eye. I release anger and resentment. And I allow in clarity and compassion. Under the eye, I release fear and anxiety. And I allow in contentment and feeling safe. Under the nose, I release confusion and uncertainty. And I allow in confidence and certainty. Collarbone. I release feeling stuck and frozen. And I allow in the ease of moving forward to respond. Under the arm, I release guilt, worry, and obsessiveness. And I allow in compassion, clarity, and relaxation. To the rib, I release rage, hate, and bitterness. And I allow in clarity, happiness, acceptance, transformation, and peace. Side of the hand, I release being stuck in sorrow. And I allow in the ability to be happy in this very moment. The thumb, I release negative thinking, judgment, and grief. And I allow in self-acceptance, compassion, and healing. The finger, index finger, I release resistance to forgiving myself and holding on to old hurts. And I allow in self-forgiveness and letting go. Middle finger, I release jealousy and feelings around relationship. And I allow in truth, and bonding. Pinky, I release overreactions and I allow in unconditional love. The gamut, I release despair, worthlessness, loneliness, and I allow in hope, connection, and the positive possibilities available to me. top of the head. I allow in balance of my emotional energy, aligning spiritually with the collective consciousness of love. Our heart. I allow in balance to my energy system and emotions, aligning and anchoring spiritually with the collective consciousness of love. And then let's take a deep breath. Okay, last round. Top of the eyebrow. I allow in peace and emotional healing. Side of the eye. I allow in clarity and compassion. Under the eye, I allow in contentment and feeling safe. Under the nose, I allow in confidence, the chin, I allow in self-acceptance and empowerment. The collarbone, I allow in the ease in moving forward to respond. Under the arm, I allow in clarity, compassion, and relaxation. The rib, I allow in clarity, happiness, acceptance, transformation, and peace. Side of the hand, I allow in the ability to be happy in the present moment. The thumb, I allow in self-acceptance and healing. The index finger, I allow in self-forgiveness and the ability to let go. Middle finger, I allow in trust and bonding. The pinky, I allow in unconditional love. The thymus point, I allow in hope, togetherness, and the ability to see the positive in this very moment. Top of the head, I anchor in and balance my emotional and energy system, aligning it spiritually with the collective consciousness of love. And finally, the thymus point on the heart. I balance in my emotional and energetic system, bringing in alignment with the collective consciousness of love. And then let's all take a deep breath and let it out slow. And then let's just take a minute, maybe after we're done here, and let this integrate. This is a great exercise to do in the morning upon waking up. Sometimes during our dreams we can get out of balance, our energy systems can get out of balance, or there can be leftover or lingering issues from the day before. And so it's really a good way to start the day in balancing our system. So I want to thank you again for joining us. Please drink some water. Again, water will help to release the energy. It's a great conduit for energy. And if you have any more questions or would like to know more about EFT, you can contact us at the Serenity House of Flint at flintserenityhouse.org, where we would be happy to teach you more about EFT or provide EFT services to you or your affiliation. Thank you. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.